Welcome back. This session is part 2 in the foundation course, and we're going to look at body language. The world of dogs is full of different body language, and like most animals on the planet and humans alike, body language is used to assess whether we're looking at friend or foe. Dogs rely on their body language and their posture to demonstrate that they intend no harm, wish to play or not, and to send warning signs to others that they intend harm should you not change your stance towards them. Whether the body language is portrayed by your dog instinctually, like barking to warn the door to warn of a potential threat, or whether it's learned behaviour like jumping up for attention, a dog is communicating via the way it holds itself. It's really important to observe your dog's body language to identify how they're feeling about given situations. Is the dog afraid or stressed, or are they ready to play and they're happy? By understanding your dog's body language, you can tailor your training to suit their needs more effectively and get the most out of your training sessions. Let's look at some common body language signs displayed by dogs. A happy, relaxed dog will have a slightly relaxed ear carriage, its bright, soft eyes, wagging all of its tail, and the tail will be pointing upwards. A relaxed body with no tension, and dogs will also lean into you for attention when they're happy, and they may even initiate a play bounce where they bow in front of you with outstretched paws. This sometimes happens very quickly before they bounce back upright. Their jaw and their mouth will appear loose, and their tongue will appear nice and relaxed. An anxious dog will show signs that they're entering fight or flight mode. The tail will be low and sometimes tucked in between their hind legs. It may be wagging slowly in a low position or tensed up with just the tip wagging. This normally happens when the handlers chastise them and they're unsure why. They may start to lick their lips, and they'll avoid eye contact with the source of their anxiety. The body will stiffen, becoming still, and their head position may be low down. They may display a stiff ear carriage which may be pinned back against the head, and the dog may attempt to lick the handler before moving away if it's the handler that's causing that anxiety. Are you still okay with me, kind of thing. Other dogs may roll onto their backs with their legs up in the air, or they may yawn repeatedly to show that they are uncomfortable. Failing to heed the signs of an anxious dog may result in the dog changing its stance, becoming more aggressive. A low growl with curled lip showing teeth and a wrinkled nose is the dog's way of saying, "Make it stop or I'll do something about it." The intensity of the lip curl will increase with the dog baring its teeth and then growling more. The dog's body will be completely stiff as all its muscles receive that energy, getting it ready to fight or run away. Fail to react to this will generate an air snap towards the direction of the perceived threat. And if this doesn't remove the threat, then there's not a lot of options left for the dog, and it will likely attack, biting the threat, be that another dog, a human, or a vacuum cleaner. Right from the early stages of a dog becoming anxious, there are lots of different communicative signs that dogs give off to show their handlers that they're not happy. Failing to miss these regularly won't assist with your training. A dog who tries to show that they're uncomfortable using some of the signs mentioned, if it gets no reaction, will be more likely to skip these signs more quickly the next time that perceived threat emerges. If a dog gets a positive reaction to air snapping at an overzealous child or a puppy, for example, where that reaction is a human steps in and removes the threat, then it's more likely to employ this method more quickly the next time it's faced with the same threat. It doesn't take long for a dog to learn to become aggressive towards threats in this way. Whilst it's important to learn your dog's body language, it's more important, in my opinion, to learn how to hold your own body language whilst you're training your dog. Whilst dogs are excellent creatures at demonstrating their emotion by the way they posture themselves, they appear to be even better at reading other body language in others. So this is extremely important to a would-be dog trainer. If you stand over your dog and look menacing, speaking to them in a low, deep, growling tone, it's likely that the dog will become afraid and react accordingly. However, position yourself side onto a dog, crouching low and speaking to them in a soft, higher pitched voice, and this less threatening body language will encourage and relax them. Conversely, a dog who seeks praise from their handler will be less likely to repeat the unwanted behaviour if the body language of the handler shows disappointment. Using your body language in exaggerated ways, flipping between a happy positive tone to a disappointed one, can help speed up your dog's learning. But this relies on balance. If you continually chastise a dog during training, then the association of training for the dog becomes a negative one. This increases the stress levels of the dog every time training commences, thereby increasing the generation of hormones, triggering fight or flight reactions and reducing their ability to learn. It becomes a vicious circle. So it's essential that you maintain a happy demeanour when you're training your dog, even when it's not going as planned. Use a negative body posture infrequently and only to demonstrate that to the dog that their behaviour is not desired. As soon as the dog changes its behaviour, it's again essential that you switch that tone of voice and your body language back into one of praise. Finally, because dogs read the handler's body language so well, it's important to remain calm and confident during training sessions. A dog whose handler is panicking or unsure will likely display raised levels of anxiety or take the decision to act up on their own. Asking a dog to perform a task in a non-confident way will increase the chances that the dog will ignore the handler. Consistency is important. If a dog communicates via body language and is excellent at reading the handler's body language, the handler can communicate to the dog using simple body language postures. For example, a raised arm with a finger pointing upwards could denote the sit command. Wide open arms could communicate to the dog that you wish them to come to you. If the same signal is used every time when training a command, then the dog will have a greater chance of learning that command more quickly. If you slightly change the body language sign used too much for that one command, then it may slow the dog's learning ability. An analogy could be to teach a child to understand the word sit, but each time use a slightly different foreign language. Here are a few common body language signs you could use during your training. Sit, wait, roll over, come, or down. Using body language in this way allows you to introduce new command words. For example, if you continue to use the same body language for sit, once your dog has learned the command, you can then alter the word. By keeping the body language the same, the dog should be able to learn a new association with the new command word. So now I've explained why body language is important and how it can facilitate faster learning, it's important that you have your dog's attention when you're using that body language. So it's for this reason that all of my basic obedience training centres around asking the dog to focus on the handler. Using a watch command where the dog is rewarded for looking at the handler increases the time that the dog watches the handler, and it can also assist with self-control, but we'll talk about self-control later. To get your dog's focus, get them to sit in front of you, then holding a treat between your eyes and their eyes, give a watch command using a word that you feel comfortable with, for example watch, watch me, watching. As soon as the dog meets your gaze, mark that command and rewards the dog. We're going to look at marking and rewarding of commands in part 3. Thank you for listening. Next up, part 3, rewards.